वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह Guru Pyari Saad Sangat Ji. So another weekend, bit more relaxed in terms of the lockdown. People are getting chance to go out the houses. Yes, it's another normal for all of us from last almost 3 months. It's a new way of life. But Maharaj Di Kirpa de Naal, there have been many patients who are getting recovered from this coronavirus. At the same time, some of the lives also getting lost. If you look at the bigger picture, if you look at the bigger कि कहंदे हुंदे सीगे महाभारत दा युद्ध आया महाभारत दा युद्ध हो गया and was a massive fight of Mahabharata in India at the land of Kurukshetra. But there must be a reason behind it why Maharaj actually did it. While we had Shri Krishna Ji Maharaj as one of the avatars already in on the earth, during the time of Shri Ramchandra Ji, you got this whole Ramayan and the fight between Ramji and Ramanji. There must be a reason why Maharaj time to time do these kind of things, maybe to make us learn something, maybe to balance the overall nature, Mother Nature. Only they know. Within this whole ecosystem, our job is to keep learning, keep going, keep moving forward. And like every week, we touch one of the topics to make us learn from Gurbani, to make us learn from what Maharaj have given us in the form of the teaching to the principles of Sikhi. Today, another very popular concept, at the same time very deep, and one of the most, I would say, serious concept about the slandering. We're going to be covering a bit on that. In Gurbani, it says ki slanderer is my friend, and that's why the topic of this is what the topic of the week. Ki slanderer means nindak. To before we go deep into why Maharaj is saying that slander is our friend, we need to understand bit by bit what is slander, what is not slander, how Maharaj have termed different types of slandering, what impact it could have on us. Are there any positive ways of doing slandering? Um, and then finally, Panktiya, where Maharaj is saying the slanderer is my friend, slanderer is our friend. So Sasangaji, in terms of the definition, is quite easy if you Google it. What is slandering? It's not a new concept. It is being there since ages. Slander is nothing but it essentially slandering is to tell lies about something, about a person, about a group, about someone, which is not the truth. That's slandering. For example, if and it can be big to big or small to small, anything. Um, the purpose of if you know the purpose behind the slandering, if you know the actual truth, then it becomes even more harmful to the one who is doing the slandering. For example, let's say if someone wants to defame someone, or someone is ashamed of someone else's success, or let's say a couple of friends in the school, one friend is getting good marks in the school, other one is not getting good marks, and the one who's not getting good marks, he might start doing the slandering or saying lies about the friend, about the classmate. See, it can be in any form, in any way. This ninde, this nindya, and the outcome of this ninda, of this slandering, could be anything. Could be even as harmful as someone's life. I'm not sure if you guys have seen the media news in India. I think a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago, one of the very well-known actor, he committed suicide in the Bollywood industry, from the Bollywood industry. and the reason of his suicide was actually his slandering. The 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 media is saying that one of the or some of the big people started defaming him, started doing his slandering, and started making him look bad in the media. Took off many of his projects by just speaking out lies about him, and the result was he took his own life without any suicide note. And most of the Bollywood industry is, is very shocked why it happened. So it can, so resultant of the slandering could be anything. But we need to be careful. We are talking about slandering, but then what is not the slander? तो ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹ ਤੇ ਕਹਿਤਾ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਝੂਠ ਬੋਲਿਆ ਜਾਂ ਜਾਣਬੁੱਝ ਕੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਇਆ, then that's kind of ਨਿੰਦਾ. But then what is not ਨਿੰਦਾ? What is not ਨਿੰਦਾ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ? Very simple. ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਭਾਸ਼ਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੱਚ ਨਿੰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ. If it's a truth, it's not ਨਿੰਦਾ. If it's something which is happening in front of your eyes, then it's not ਨਿੰਦਾ. ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਐਨ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਭਾਸ਼ਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੱਚ ਨੂੰ ਸੱਚ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਨਿੰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ. For example, if a vegetable seller is, or let's say in Tesco, you notice that when you buying your shopping, and you notice that cucumber is, usually you can buy cucumber, maybe 3 cucumber pieces of £1, and suddenly you see a jump in the price, and now 1 cucumber is being coming out at £2. You've got the right to ask at the till that why it's so costly, and you have got the right to actually mention this to other people. Look, this particular store is selling the cucumber for £2. You're not defaming anyone. It's just the truth. You are just providing this piece of information to someone. However, in the same situation, if you start saying, look, £2 ਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ, and I've got my own store just around the corner, ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਦੇਵਾਂ ਨਾ ਕਿ ਲੱਗ ਇਹ £2 ਦਾ ਵੇਚ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਔਰ £4 ਦਾ ਵੇਚ ਰਿਹਾ, ਮੈਂ 2 ਦਾ ਵੇਚ ਰਿਹਾ ਆ, then it's a slander. In a very similar situation, that's where we end up becoming the victim of us end up doing slandering. Ki my store sells at £2 and the Tesco around the corner sells at £4, which is not the truth. This is where and without us knowing, we end up doing slandering. It's a very, very, very serious thing, Satsangiji. And in next few minutes, we'll get to know how serious it could be. As I mentioned earlier, in India, we have just recently saw one of the biggest impacts of the slandering with one of the very well-known Bollywood actors. His name is Sushant Singh Rajput. He's from Guru Maharaj Ji's Tarti, Sri Patna Sahib. Patna Sahib ਦਾ ਰਹਿਣ ਵਾਲਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਤੇ ਉਥੋਂ ਦੇ ਰਹਿਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਦਾਂ ਹੋਇਆ. If you get chance, just do some Google around his news and you get to know what was happening. So what is not slandering? ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਬੋਲੀ ਹੈ ਸੱਚ ਧਰਮ, ਝੂਠ ਨਾ ਬੋਲੀ ਹੈ. There are two things, ਜਾਂ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਝੂਠ ਹੈ. If we end up saying such, there is no ਝੂਠ. But if we end up saying ਝੂਠ, yes, we are killing the such. So it's up to us decide. ਆਪਣਾ ਧਰਮ ਹੈਗਾ ਸੱਚ ਬੋਲਣਾ. ਉਹਦਾ consequence ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ? We should not be thinking about it. ਭਾਈ ਤਾਰੂ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੇ ਸੱਚ ਬੋਲਿਆ, ਖੋਪੜ ਲੱਥ ਗਿਆ. ਭਾਈ ਮਨੀ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੇ ਸੱਚ ਦਾ ਸਾਥ ਦਿੱਤਾ, ਬੰਦ ਕੱਟ ਗਏ. It's not about the consequence. It's about the principle. It's literally now, if we wearing turban, if we keeping the dada, these are about the principle. Guru Nanak Sahib Maharaj ne principle ਦਿੱਤਾ. If ਬੀਬੀਆਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੇਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੱਟਦੀਆਂ, ਬੀਬੀਆਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਫੈਸ਼ਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ, that's all about the principle. But most of the lives, most of us, we put a barrier. Which principle we want to follow, what are those principles we don't want to follow. So when it comes to corruption, when it comes to money making, we forget about the principles. We forget about the Sikhi. If it comes to pagdi, meri sir da taaj ya, main lokan ne dikhawna ya, meri muchha ya, then it's a principle, because it's not impacting the maya, because it's not impacting the property, the bank balance, the gaddiyan, ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿਆਹ, then everything. ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਧਾਰੀ ਬੰਦੇ ਆ, ਐਨ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ, ਪੱਗ ਵੀ ਦਾੜਾ ਵੀ. ਜਦੋਂ ਬੱਚੀ ਦਾ ਵਿਆਹ ਕਰਨਾ, ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਦੀ ਬੋਤਲਾਂ ਖੁੱਲ੍ਹ ਜਾਣੀਆਂ ਆ. ਕੀਰਤਨ ਦੀ ਸਟੇਜਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਕਰਨਾ, ਸਾਜ਼ ਵਜਾਉਣੇ ਆ. ਬਟ ਜਦੋਂ ਵਿਆਹ ਦਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਆ ਗਿਆ, then ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਦੀ ਬੋਤਲਾਂ ਖੁੱਲ੍ਹ ਜਾਣੀਆਂ, ਮੀਟ ਚੱਲ ਪੈਣਾ ਆ. So where are the principles? Where are those principles then? So we are basically making Each individual is making their own definition of the religion, their own definition of dharam for them. Whatever level it suits to them, they make that level as their threshold, and they don't go upward, and they don't want to follow anything more than that. Some might stand on the second step of the staircase, some might go as high as the top, but we are all making our own versions of dharam for ourselves. So what is not nindya? What is nindya? Saying something truth or lies about someone, a group, a person, a commodity, and an article, anything. Example: some person visited Golden Temple, and they liked it a lot. Beautiful, magnificent, gold everywhere. And now they're visiting another monument, let's say Taj Mahal in Agra, in India. And then they start comparing with each other. And by comparing with each other, they end up saying, I mean, an Amritari guy or anyone, they end up saying, oh, Taj Mahal te na kuch bhi hai, kuch bhi nahi hai, or हाँ दरबार साहब बहुत सोहना है, ਮੰਨਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ, very good, ਆਪਾਂ ਵਡਿਆਈ ਕਰੀਏ, but we don't need to do nindya of anything else. By the way, if we don't know, 22,000 workers have lost their limbs, lost their hands after making this Taj Mahal for the Mughal emperor, because he didn't want it to get any other Taj Mahal built in the future. So he called all those workers, all those Mazdoor people, and they got their hands chopped off कि तुसी आज तो बार इन्ना सोना कभी ताज महल नहीं बनाओगे. That's why Taj Mahal is one of the 7 wonders in the world since beginning. I'm not praising Taj Mahal. I'm just giving an example कि by praising something or by doing good things, by saying good things about someone, we may end up doing nindya of something else which we shouldn't be doing. So that's the difference between nindya and not nindya. ਇੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ ਸਵਾਲ ਖੜਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ, there is one question here, ਕਿ then what is the difference between a truth and ਨਿੰਦਿਆ? ਡਿਫਰੈਂਸ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਟਰੂਥ ਔਰ ਨਿੰਦਿਆ ਦੇ ਦੋਨੋਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਸ 'ਚ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਸ ਕੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ? ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਨਿੰਦਿਆ is basically a result, or let's say nindya incepted because of our own state of mind, when we won't be able to see something which is not fitting as per our own wish or as per our own expectation. As I mentioned earlier, 2 friends, one is getting good marks, other is getting not good marks. The one is not getting good marks, his perception is, why this person is getting more marks than me? Why someone is getting more money than me? Why someone is getting more name, more fame than myself? Why someone is getting a good wife than myself? Why someone is getting very good children, or the children are getting progress in life, MBAs, lawyers, doctors, and my children not doing anything? All these things ending up doing slandering, or making our mind think, you know what, we need to do something. We need to do something because we know our failure, because we know that we cannot progress further. What we can do is, let's start bringing who is successful, let's bringing him down. Usually, Vade Baba ji, we were sitting in, I think, in some meeting with some of the Mahapurush in Haridwar, in Karnal. So ਉੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ ਨਿੰਦਕ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਚੱਲ ਪਲੀ, not ਨਿੰਦਕ, someone who was doing ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰ, and he was doing a very cool prachar of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, about Dasam Granth Sahib Maharaj, and so on. So Bade Baba Ji ne Baba Gurbaksh Singh Ji ne ek bahut badhiya example ditta. I still remember, and this is an example how we can follow few things. They said ki look, una da ghar jehda hega ya, let's say the nindak, or let's say the pracharak who is doing nindya of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, they might be a 4 feet long, they might have got 40 feet long house, or let's say height. The height of the house might be 40 feet. I mean, in terms of the rubbish they are spreading. If we want to make them look down, let's build a house which is 60 feet high. They will become small anyways. ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰ ਵਧਾ ਲਈਏ, ਅਸੀਂ ਸੱਚ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰ ਵਧਾ ਲਈਏ, they will become down anyways. The 40 is less than 60 feet house. Beautiful example. So ਜਦੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਨਿੰਦਿਆ, ਕੋਈ slandering ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, If we not stop saying such, if we not stop doing right come, then definitely ਨਿੰਦਕ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਛੋਟਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ ਆ। ਕਰਕੇ ਨਿੰਦਕ ਕੋਲ ਨਿੰਦਾ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਟੌਪਿਕ ਉਹ ਕੋ 2-3 ਹੀ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ। ਆਪਣਾ ਕੰਮ ਸੱਚ ਵਾਲਾ ਚਲੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਐਂਡ ਯੂ ਗੋ ਆਫ ਯੂ ਗੋ, ਉਹਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਬੰਦ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਦੇयर इज अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन सच एंड निंदा। साध संगत जी, निंदा जिन्ने करनी आ ਉਹਨੇ ਕੁਛ ਵੀ ਚੰਗੇ ਭਲੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੋਚਣਾ ਆ। ਅੰਦਰੋਂ ਅੰਨਾ, ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੀ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੀ ਪੰਕਤੀ, ਅੰਦਰੋਂ ਅੰਨਾ ਬਾਹਰੋਂ ਅੰਨਾ ਕੂੜੀ ਕੂੜੀ ਗਾਵੇ। ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਅੰਦਰੋਂ ਵੀ ਬਲਾਈਂਡ ਆ, ਇਨਸਾਈਡ ਮਾइंड ਜਿਹਨੇ ਬਲਾਈਂਡ ਹੀ ਆ, ਕੁਛ ਚੰਗੀ ਗੱਲ ਦੇਖਣੀ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ, ਜੋ ਬਾਹਰੋਂ ਵੀ ਬਲਾਈਂਡ ਆ, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਐਕਸ਼ਨ ਵੀ ਬਲਾਈਂਡ ਨੇ, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਚੰਗਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ, ਜਿਹਨੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਹੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਆ, ਜਿਹਨੇ ਝੂਠ ਹੀ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਆ, ਜਿਹਨੇ ਇਨ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਮਾੜਾ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਆ, ਜਿਹਨੇ ਇਨ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਮਾੜਾ ਦੇਖਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਬਿਰਤੀ ਸੋਚਣੀ ਆ। ਫੇਸਬੁੱਕ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਯੂ ਗੋਟ ਲਾਈਵ ਫਰਮ ਦਰਬਾਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ, and the same Facebook must be showing some of the porn movies or some of those dirty content. Choice is ours, Sadh Sangat Ji. Which one we want to opt for? Which one? The dirty mind always want to go for the dirtiest possible content, because ਅੰਦਰੋਂ ਅੰਨਾ ਬਾਹਰੋਂ ਅੰਨਾ, ਉਹਨੇ ਬਾਹਰਲੇ ਵੀ ਕੰਮ ਅੰਨੇ ਕਰਨੇ ਆ। ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਭਲਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ, ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨੀ, ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਕਰਨਾ ਆ, ਗਲਤ ਸਿਗਨੇਚਰ ਕਰਕੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਕਰਨੇ ਆ, ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੀ ਉਥਲ ਪਥਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਆ। ਐਵਰੀ ਟਾਈਮ ਕੀਪ ਥਿੰਕਿੰਗ ਅਬਾਊਟ somehow let's make the destruction, let's make something which is not productive. ਕੂੜੀ ਕੂੜੀ ਗਾਵੇ। ਕੱਲੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗਾਉਣੇ ਗਾਣੇ ਆ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨੇ ਆ, ਉਹ ਝੂਠ ਦੇ ਹੋਣੇ ਆ। ਦਿਸ ਮੀਨਸ ਕਿ whatever they do, whatever they speak, just only concludes of falseness or falsehoodness. Now this is where, if you remember our history, Chandu Shah, we all have heard this name. Just few days ago, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj Ji Shahidi Gurpurab left, and Guru Bhai Kuljit Singh Ji, they did a beautiful katha on Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj Ji's Shahidi Purab, amazing katha, and they shared some of the beautiful bachan of Mahapurush also. Chandu was, for those people who don't know who was Chandu was one of the most wealthiest person in the court of Jahangir. And Chandu was one of the accountants, Munshi, in Jahangir's court. Now, because he was wealthy and because he belonged to royal family, it was but obvious for him to become very hankari, very egoistic. And because he belongs to the upper caste of Hindu caste system, he was, preached like he is a superior in the society. On the other hand, there was a Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, and Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj had one son, Guru Hargobind Sahib Maharaj, one of the priests of Chandu's own family. He suggested, look, you got this upcoming Sikh Qaum, who got this upcoming Sikh ਬੰਦੇ ਆ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਿਕਲ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਦੋਸਤੀ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਤਰੀਕਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਕਿ ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦਾ ਰਿਸ਼ਤਾ ਚੰਦੂ ਤੂੰ ਆਪਣੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਨਾਲ ਕਰ ਦੇ, ਆਪਣੀ ਧੀ ਨਾਲ ਕਰ ਦੇ। ਸੋ ਚੰਦੂ, get your daughter married with Guru Hargobind Sahib, and this friendship between Mughals or Hindus and Sikhs will definitely gonna be beneficial later on. And Chandu, without thinking that what he is about to say, he did ninda of Guru Maharaj and Guru Darbar. What he did, he said, I don't want to say, because it's not that those were not the good words, but just to give information that how he said, he compared Maharaji's house as a house of beggars. He compared Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj's house with beggars. He said he compared Guru Hargobind Sahib Maharaj as one of the beggars in the house. He said, what? So you are saying that I got my daughter married with the house of beggars. And he gave an example. What example? Ki mori di it chubare nu nahi lai di hundi. Chubara means gumbad, the tomb. And mori means like, jithe in the houses when you got some holes. So you find some of the small pieces of brick or some stones and you fit in the mori, and then you just plaster it, just like DIY stuff. So Chandu said this, ki mori di it da mean कि ओ इट पूरी भी नहीं है, it's not a full brick, it's not even a full brick, it's just a part of the brick, and you priest, you are giving me suggestion that I use this tiny part of the brick and put it in my tomb. No, that can never happen. So he did Nindya. Chandu ended up doing Nindya of Guru Maharaj, Guru Darbar, and look what happened. Guru Maharaj's Shahidi was the result of Chandu's Nindya. I'm not going to go into detail because oh, ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ Guru Maharaj ਦੇ Shahidi Purab ਤੇ ਦੀਵਾਨ ਸੁਣੇ ਆ very recently, but the thing is कि Nindya can take you to anywhere. Now, ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਦੇਖੀਏ, is there any positive form of Nindya also? So this was the most negative form of the Nindya, where Maharaj themselves have to give Shahidi, and Maharaj Shahidi hui is Nindya de karan karke. It's a very long story. But is there any positive form of Nindya also? Yes, there is, Satsangaji. Some wise people who know and understand, the consequence of doing Nindya, they will not do Nindya directly, but they will very wisely get the thing out of someone's mind or someone's brain and ended up making it beautifully beneficial. Another example, because then you can contrast between the let's say the horrible consequence of doing Nindya or getting Nindya done and a beautiful consequence of getting Nindya done. Most of you have heard about Akbar the Great. Akbar was the third Mughal emperor of India. I think he ruled for around 50 years in India. Akbar was actually the father of Jahangir. So Jahangir was responsible for Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaji Shahidi, the Sakhi which we just heard. Akbar was father of Jahangir. So before Jahangir, Akbar was on the throne, and he was very sensible guy. He was, I mean, yes, all these emperors are Satsangaji are basically the hunger. They got the hunger for the power. All they got the greed of the power. That's why they just keep killing people and keep getting the power in their control. And obviously, this slandering the way, actual reasoning haga, it's again the power game. If someone is not getting power, if someone is not getting enough name and fame, if someone is not getting what they wanted to desire, then that kind of unfulfilled dream or unfulfilled expectation many times result into slandering. Akbar the Great, he was very sensible emperor. I think he became emperor at a very young age, maybe in his 20s. I don't remember the exact age, but must be around 25 or 30ish. And he started like the open darbar system. In today in India, we still have got a few politicians who do this open darbar system. So Akbar used to sit on the throne, and anyone from his Raj, anyone from his kingdom are allowed to come and ask any random question. And Akbar was very popular to just donate the bounties, to just donate the gifts. I mean, there's no limits what Akbar can actually give into those kind of open darbar system. One of the person called Mahesh Das. This Mahesh Das has the kind of urge to see Akbar. This Mahesh Das is decided to go and see Akbar the Great, the emperor. This emperor used to sit at 20, 25, 30 feet height than the local kind of public. So Mahesh Das is about to enter into this palace of Akbar, and there's a very long queue outside on the door. What is happening? That the watchman at the door, he is taking monies. He is taking monies to allow those people inside to the Akbar. Now, when this Mahesh Das, now we are talking about the positive side of the slander. This is all coming from the history, Satsangaji. And one of the reasons why Maharaj said slanderer is my friend is this reason, that if we want, we can use slandering to the positive side also. So this Mahesh Das is witnessing that one by one people are giving some sort of ticket, some sort of money to this watchman, and this watchman is taking the money and then allowing people to go inside, which he thought should not be the case because Akbar the Great have got this open policy. So he thought that Akbar might not be even aware of something like this is happening outside on the main front door of the palace. So he thought, okay, if this is the case, we need to do something. He went, when his turn came, he went onto the big palace door. This doorkeeper or watchman came to him. He said, ticket price. He said, look, I haven't got anything with me right now. I haven't got anything. However, if you allow me to go inside, then, listen Sat Sangat, this is an amazing story. Amazing. I think I was in my year 3 when we read this story in one of the Hindi textbooks. I will tell you from where these stories come. This Mahesh Das, very intelligent guy, didn't want to do any in India. He said, look, I have got anything inside, but I am going inside. मेरे को लोने पैसा नहीं हैगा. I cannot give you anything. Allow me to go inside, and if I get anything from the emperor, because this was a very big news, कि whenever someone go inside, if they ask from the emperor was very, very khulle dil wala. He used to give lots of monies, the lots of gold and diamonds and anything what you can ask, emperor used to give. So he said, allow me to go in, whatever I can get, I will share 50% with yourself. And this doorkeeper become very happy. He said, wow, you're the first man who is saying this to me. And he allowed Mahesh Das go inside. Mahesh Das, when he reached to the Akbar's darbar, now Akbar called one by one, number 1, number 2, number 3, Mahesh Das came. And Akbar asked, okay, what's your name? He said, Mahesh Das. Okay, what do you want? An intelligence and positive side of slanting Sat Sangat ji. Amazing. Mahesh Das said, Akbar Badshah, you are very well known for one thing, that whatever someone asks, you give it to them. So I have came in one wish in my mind. And he said, what? He said, I came here with one thing. Of course, जो सारे लोग ही लेके आउंदे अपने दिमाग च, मैं भी वही लेके आया. But while I was coming inside your door, your watchman asked me that why I am going inside. No Nindya up until now. No Nindya, no slandering. And this Mahesh Das said, ki Akbar the Great, your watchman said, ki what are you going to do inside? And I said, ki I'm going to ask something from the emperor. And I promised your watchman that whatever I'll get, I will share 50% with yourself. कोई निंदा नहीं हुई हुन तक. Akbar said, okay, what do you want? He said, I want 100 hunter beat from yourself. You have to beat me 100 times. And Akbar said, what? He said, what? He said, no, I promised your watchman. I promised your watchman that whatever I'll get from your court, I will share with him. Akbar said, but why have you promised? First of all, why have you promised this? Secondly, why are you asking this? He said, it's a very simple thing, because I have promised, because when I was entering, I noticed people were giving something to him at the doorstep. No slandering Sat Sangat ji. Up until now, no Nindya. He's very clever guy. And he said कि मेरे को देन वास्ते कुछ हैगा नहीं. I do not have anything to give to the watchman. He didn't said कि your watchman is taking monies from the people. Your watchman is taking bribe from the people. No. He's taking everything on himself. This Mahesh Das. And he said, I promised to give him 50% of what I'll get from you. So I have to take 100 beating of hunter from yourself. I will share the 50 hunters with him. And now Akbar said, okay, call this watchman. Akbar was very clever. He understood ki what actually is happening outside. Hale Mahesh Das ne koi निंदा नहीं की Sat Sangat ji. Akbar कहंदा कि बुलाओ watchman ਨੂੰ. Watchman ਨੂੰ बुलाया. ਉਹਦੀ Talashi, they started searching his clothes, and lots of coins, lots of ornaments and stuff started coming out of his clothes. And this watchman gone picked up. And watchman ਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ ਸਮਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਇਆ ਕਿ ਹੋਇਆ ਕੀ ਆ. Watchman ਨੂੰ ਪਕੜਿਆ, and watchman ਨੂੰ they started beating him with the hunter, with this leather big belt. They started beating him, and he got up. What is this happening to me, Akbar Badshah? I am doing watch keeping for yourself. Why are you doing this? He said, are you really? But this guy promised you that whatever he will ask, you have to share 50%. He asked 100 beating of this hunter with leather belt, so you have to share this. Akbar ne bhi hun takan mention nahi kita कि you are taking monies from people. However, it was well proved in the Darbar that there is something fishy going on. And then now Akbar said, Mahesh Das, we like the way, the cleverness you shown without taking any pap on your head, without doing anything wrong with anyone. You have proved that something wrong is happening, and you have made this kind of culprit in front of all the Darbar. We want to gift you something. Now Mahesh Das was very, very clever. Mahesh Das thought, if I ask anything, I can get anything from him anyways. I mean, because of the rule of Akbar the Great's Darbar. Anyone can ask anything. So Akbar ne Mahesh Das nu kiya, ask whatever you want to ask. Mahesh Das said, I don't want to ask anything. However, I want to do something for your Darbar. Very cleverly, again, he said, I can tell what is going on in any person in your Darbar. I can read his mind. You pick up the person and I will read his mind. And if that happen, then I will be the most closest person of the emperor. And emperor said कि ये कोई मैनू पंडित ते लगदा नहीं हैगा, मैनू कोई spiritual बंदा ते लगदा नहीं हैगा, just a normal Mahesh Das, like normal Hindu person. He said, very good way of doing it. Then ਹੁਣ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ Mahesh Das emperor ਦਰਬਾਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਦਾ ਆ. He asked someone. Akbar the team of, let's say, consultants and advisors, one of the topmost advisor, I don't remember the name of the guy. Akbar said कि okay, उस बंदे दे दिमाग च पढ़ के दसो की चलदा आ. Mahesh Das कहंदा आ कि Mahesh Das कहंदा तू सोच, 2 मिनट ला के सोच, random thought नहीं, तू कुछ सोच and I will tell. And now this guy is thinking, this other person is thinking, and Mahesh Das is trying to read the mind, and Akbar is sitting on the throne. And this guy, after let's say 1 or 2 minutes, he said, okay, I've thought. And this Mahesh Das, again very cleverly, this guy was thinking, if this Mahesh Das get closer to the emperor, I've gone, मेरी टीम ते गई, मेरी टीम चली जाएगी. So whatever he will say, मैं उसको उल्टा बोल देना आया. Because everyone was so scared कि this Mahesh Das may have got any qualities, any spiritual qualities. Everyone was thinking, oh, now is the time. And this person, this fat person, he thought कि जो भी Mahesh Das मेरे वास्ते कहेगा, I will flip around. Mahesh Das said, Akbar the Great, your advisor, your top advisor, he's so great that he always think about one thing, which is what? He thinks about your success. He thinks about how I can make my Badshah, my Akbar more greater, how I can make my Akbar more powerful, how I can make my Akbar more beautiful, how I can bring more wealth to my Akbar. And even now, this guy is thinking the same thing. Now, other person got stuck. He cannot lie, because if he lies, he is going against the Akbar Badshah's wishes. This Mahesh Das pinpointed, अंदर guy said 100%, he said 100% right. मैं ही सोचता पे आया कि how I can make my Akbar more great. This is what I keep thinking all the time, and that's how this Mahesh Das entered into Akbar's court, and he became one of the most trustworthy person in Akbar the Great's court, and his name, he got a new name after this incident when Akbar asked कि भी तेरा नाम महेश दास हैगा आ, पर तू बहुत अपने दिमाग ਨੂੰ यूज तंगे तरीके ਨਾਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਆ. Your name from today is Birbal. So these Akbar and Birbal, they become very popular, and in India, I think every year from year 1 to year 5, in Hindi kind of textbooks, we have read the stories of Akbar Birbal many times. One of the stories of Akbar Birbal is this Mahesh Das. So Sad Sangat ji, positive way of using your mind but not slandering anyone. Not slandering. A negative way, Chandu did it and Shahidi happened. Positive way, you can still get what you want but not doing anything harmful to anyone else. That's how we can still do it. I think we got short of time. This is a bit deep topic and we got still a lot of things to go. Let's keep going up until we got 2-3 minutes left. Is it okay to slander someone? We think we are talking about the slandering. We understood what is slander. We understood what is not slander. We understood the negative impact of slandering. We understood how we can change the slanderer, or let's say the situation where you may end up doing slandering but not doing slandering. But the question is, as per Gurbani, is it okay to do slander? Gurbani says no. Simple answer. Ninda pali kisai ki nahi manmukh mugd karan. Kisi di bhi nindya nahi karni. Whatever, whoever they are, biggest politician, corruptest politician, और कोई बड़ा सुपरस्टार या कोई बंदा जिहो जा मर्जी होवे, महाराज ने कहता निंदा भली किसे की नहीं. बस इत्थे ही खड़ जाइए. We haven't got any, if we are bowing our head to Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, we haven't got any right to do anyone's nindya. Simple. Why? Question next should be why? वो भी जवाब महाराज अगे ही दे रहे ने. मोह काले तिना निंदका नरके घोर पवन. क्योंकि निंदकां दे मूंह काले हुंदे आ. जे गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब महाराज दा पहला बचन मनना आ ते दूसरा भी नाल ही खड़िया है. क्यों निंदा नहीं करनी? जे ते मूंह काले कराउणे आ, नरकां दे विच पैणा आ. मोह काले तिना निंदका, दे फेस blackened. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਿੰਦਕਾਂ ਨਰਕੇ ਘੋਰ ਪਵਨ. ਇੱਕ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਰਕ, ਇੱਕ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਘੋਰ ਨਰਕ. ਇੱਕ ਤੇ ਹੈਲ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ, ਇੱਕ ਸੁਪਰ ਡੂਪਰ ਹੈਲ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ. ਸਮ ਪੀਪਲ ਮਾਈਟ ਹੈਵ ਹਰਡ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਇਟ. ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੁਪਰ ਡੂਪਰ ਹੈਲ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਣਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਿੰਦਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ. ਸੋ if you want to fancy watching those super duper hell, if you want to fancy getting our faces blackened, then yes, this is own choice, but that's not something which Gurbani says we should be doing. So ninda pali kisai ki nahi manmukh mugd karan. कौन करदे आ? ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਮਨ ਦੀ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਆ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਦੀ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਆ, ਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੁਣਦੇ. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੁਣਦੇ, ਮੂਰਖ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਨੇ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਨੂੰ ਮੰਨਦੇ ਨੇ, ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ. So I think Sad Sangat Ji, our time is over. We have still got a few things to go. Things like, are we the only one? कि ਕੱਲੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ who become victim? That's not really true. There are many big people who have become victim. Then we have to discuss कि ਜਿਹੜੀ ਨਿੰਦਾ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, that's actually beneficial for the victim. Then we need to also look at कि what happens to हाले ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕੋ ਪੰਕਤੀ ਪੜ੍ਹੀ ਆ कि ਨਿੰਦਾ ਭਲੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਕੀ ਨਹੀਂ. But we need to go into detail कि what actually happens with the निंदक. And then it leads to slanderer is my friend. कि महाराज ने इसी करके ਜਦੋਂ पॉजिटिव इंपैक्ट देखते आप रिजल्टेंट ਤੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੋਗੇ कि सब तो चंगा काम आ कि निंदक ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣਾ ਦੋਸਤ ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਰੱਖੋ, ਸਲੈਂਡਰਰ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣਾ ਮਿੱਤਰ ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਰੱਖੋ. So we will cover the rest of the discussion next week with few more examples of the real life histories and real life people ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਨਿੰਦਿਆ ਕਰਕੇ ਗਵਾਇਆ ਵੀ ਔਰ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਨਿੰਦਿਆ ਨਾ ਹੋਣ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਪਰ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁਝ ਅਚੀਵ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ. So for today, if anything said wrongly, I apologize from all of you, and this was not being inclined to anyone else. It is just message of Gurbani कि we should not be going to extreme of making or let's say harming someone. I'm not sure we all of us must have done some slandering some time of the life, but from now onwards, because we now know the consequences, we should not be doing it. So ਇੰਨੀ ਬੇਨਤੀਆਂ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਨ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ. We'll see you next time. ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ.